2022 is coming to an end, and I think it's the perfect time to look back and go through every single Apple product that came out this year and rank them in a tier list from the best to the worst. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Alright, so this is the setup. I've got all the product style at the bottom, the tier list, and I'm here at the top. So I'll go chronologically, which means I have to start with the March 8th peak performance event where we got the iPhone SE, which is D tier. The only thing it got as an upgrade were 5G and A15 Bionic, which makes it as fast as the iPhone 13, but the second gen iPhone SE was already fast. And this third gen iPhone SE got a price increase to $429, which is bad. Earlier this year, I made a video where I did speculate that the SE would be the iPhone 11, and I was wrong. But anyways, this is still D tier. Go get an iPhone 11 or the older iPhone SE, they are still worth it. Next up, we got the iPad Air, and this would be B tier for me. The 4th gen iPad Air was already a good iPad, it brought the flat edge design with it. The 5th gen only gets the M1 as an upgrade. The M1 brings a lot of performance improvements to the iPad Air, and it's not just that. Because of the M1, we get support for Stage Manager, which is an amazing feature that the iPad Air supports. I made a whole video about this, and this future-proofs the iPad even more in terms of performance and feature set. This would be an A tier product if it had a 120Hz display, but I'm just gonna put it B tier right now. Yeah, it's still a good one. Next up, the Mac Studio, and this one's an instant S tier. The Mac Studio is something that Mac fans have been wanting for a very long time. It's in between the Mac Mini and Mac Pro in terms of performance and price. And Apple finally did it. They made the best Mac for many people. My favorite part about it is the M1 Ultra. It's just mind-blowing how much Apple can achieve with Apple Silicon. And the M1 Ultra beats the highest end Mac Pro any day. I'm just really excited for the Apple Silicon Mac Pro now. But this is one amazing machine, not gonna lie. Next up, we got the Studio Display, and this would be B tier. It is a good display. There are not a lot of 5K displays out there, and this one is pretty good with good color accuracy and brightness. It is still an LCD display, but it has a good webcam built in with good microphones, an amazing speaker array, and a very beautiful design. Except that it costs $1,600. Back then you can get an entire computer with the same display for $1,800 in the form of the 27-inch iMac. Yes, this is the exact same display that was used on the iMac. If this was a mini LED display, it would make sense, but it's just overpriced. But Apple really needed a display that would be cheaper than the Pro Display XDR, and this is technically cheaper than it, so it's fine. But at least it also comes with a stand. After the March event at WWDC 2022, Apple dropped the M2 chip, and with that we got the M2 MacBook Air, which is a solid A tier. The M2 MacBook Air is what you would get if you strip down the 14-inch MacBook Pro. It has that top-notch display, get it? And it comes with the M2 chip, which isn't a major improvement compared to the M1, but this MacBook Air eliminates the wedge design from the older MacBook Airs, and in place of it, we got the new rounded off flat design. Overall, this just brought the MacBook Air to the new design language of the MacBook line, and it comes in this amazing midnight color. It would be an S tier product if it wasn't for its thermal throttling and the slower SSD on the base model. Yes, those are real problems. After that, the 13-inch MacBook Pro also got the M2 chip, and this would be an E tier product. This is the worst MacBook Apple ever made. It still follows the old design language, and it has a touch bar when even the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros don't have it. This MacBook has a bad webcam, worse display, no MagSafe, and also has a slower SSD on the base model. Its only advantages are that it has a fan and longer battery life. It is a good MacBook in a vacuum, but as soon as you look at the 14-inch MacBook Pro, yeah, this is not at all worth it. You can currently get the 14-inch MacBook Pro for $1,599. That's such a good deal. I really wish Apple discontinued this MacBook Pro. I feel like the only reason someone would buy this is because of the name. That alone makes it sound like a Pro product when it really isn't. Just get the M2 MacBook Air. It's much more worth it. But you know what would be S tier? A sub to this channel. Yeah, do it. The next set of releases were on the annual September event, and the first product we got was the Apple Watch Series 8, and this is an E tier product. It is basically the Apple Watch Series 7 with crash detection and a temperature sensor. There is literally no form of upgrades here. You should get the Apple Watch Series 7 at a discounted price. There is nothing I could talk about this, and in fact, you know what? This is an F tier product. It does not deserve to be even E tier. It's that bad. Next, we got the Apple Watch SE, which would be a C tier product, but no, it's gonna be T. You see, it is a good watch if it's your first Apple Watch, but you could get the Series 6 or the Apple Watch SE first gen for cheaper. It does get crash detection and the new S8 chip, which is basically the S6 with a different name. And they made the back plastic now. The old SE had a ceramic back, but at least they reduced the price to $249, which makes it a good deal. Next up, the Apple Watch Ultra, and this is another S tier product. Though this Apple Watch is catered at extreme sports, this is the best Apple Watch Apple has ever made. It's the biggest, it has the best battery life, it is rugged, it also has extra buttons. It looks very utilitarian, which is something that I like about it. I am someone who prefers a small and minimal watch, but something about the Apple Watch Ultra stands out. It is the best Apple Watch you could buy. It has way more value and features compared to the Apple Watch Series 8. The AirPods Pro 2. These are another A-tier product. This was surprisingly really good. I reviewed these and these are the best earphones you could buy. It has better ANC and transparency compared to the first gens, and the audio quality has been significantly improved. It is a great buy if you're looking for wireless earphones. It would be S tier if it had gotten a redesign. Alright, the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. These are C tier. It's not even an upgrade compared to the iPhone 13. It has the same chip, it has a slightly better camera. The only compelling reason would be the iPhone 14 Plus, but again, if you can, buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max. That's a better deal than the iPhone 14 Plus. Watch my review on the iPhone 14, I feel like it's one of the most boring iPhones ever. But if you are in the market for a bigger iPhone, yeah, the iPhone 14 Plus is a great option. But it's gonna be C tier anyways. Next up, the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro Max. This is another A tier product. It is the biggest redesign to the iPhone in a while. The dynamic island is just amazing and it is such a cool software feature that only Apple could do. The cameras are a big step up too, finally getting a bump up in megapixels, and I was surprised that it did not get a price increase. It would be S tier, but the only reason why I'm putting it at A is cause it's a pro device and it still has lightning, which is so slow. Alright, we are almost done with this tier list. We only have 3 products left. At October, instead of an event, Apple silently dropped the 10th gen iPad, and this would be C tier. It is good that they brought the new design language over to it. They gave it USB-C and a landscape front camera. But at the same time, they gave it Apple Pencil 1, which uses lightning, and it's a dongle mess to charge and pair the Apple Pencil. It also does not have a laminated display, which I was very disappointed about. And they also priced it at $449 for no absolute reason. But it's fine if you're looking for an iPad that looks new. Yeah, this iPad is worth it. Next up, the M2 iPad Pro, and this is E tier. Just get the M1 iPad Pro. The M1 iPad Pro is already overpowered and this is just adding even more power for no reason. There is literally zero changes in this iPad. Last up, the 3rd generation Apple TV. I don't have much to say about it, so I'm gonna put it at B tier. It's a good upgrade. They made the price cheaper and gave it an A15. Anyways, that's about it. This is the tier list that I have made. I feel like this year was meh for Apple. Most of the products were literally minor upgrades and only a few stood out in terms of upgrades. Hopefully next year for Apple is gonna be amazing. There's a lot of speculation on what's gonna come. I'm gonna keep that all for another video. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is Sankew and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.